Good evening. I'll call to order the Board of Education regular meeting for Monday, October 13th. Kristen, would you provide a roll call, please?
Bridget? Here. Tracy is absent. Eric?
Here.
Mark?
Here.
Brian?
Here.
Ann? Here. And Aaron.
Here. I'll verify that we have a quorum present. Please rise.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ann, would you please read the school board mission statement?
Yes, working together to ensure high levels of learning for all.
Thank you. Kristen, was public notice given?
Public notice was given to the requesting news media. The agenda was posted in school district buildings and on the district website.
Thank you. Are there any revisions to tonight's agenda?
There are no revisions.
Thank you.
I would move that we approve tonight's agenda as published.
Second.
Motion by Ann, seconded by Brian to approve tonight's agenda as published. Are there any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Tonight's agenda is approved. We have no requests for public input on tonight's published agenda, and we'll move into recognition items. I'll hand it over to Ben for recognition of a donation.
We would like to acknowledge and share our gratitude for the $406.88 donated from the OHS class of 2000 for any student needs.
Thank you, Ben. Always really interesting and special, I think, when we see our former students, having a donation, especially as a class. It's nice. Mr. Schaffner, I think you have an introduction for us.
Yes, I'm excited to introduce Karina Dunn as our student rep for the 2025-26 school year. Very involved in school, very talented, does a lot of different things. But the reason why I shared, I think earlier, there was a lot of interest in the position this year. What really led me to select Karina was I asked every student to respond to the prompt. You're tasked with representing 900 some different voices. How would you go about ensuring that you're representing students other than yourself? I was most impressed with her response and about how she meets other people, engages, and simply put is a part of a lot of different communities at OHS. So I'm very excited to have Karina joining us this school year.
Great, thanks. And Karina, welcome. We'll try to make it easy as possible, although I'm going to put you on the spot in just a moment for a student update. So this week is National School Lunch Week, and so I think in years past we've maybe read the proclamation. I just want to acknowledge Carrie Johnson and the whole team that handles our lunch program and nutrition program here in Alaska. They do a fantastic job, as I think all of us know, and deserve a lot of support, recognition, and thanks this week. So much appreciated.
And Aaron, I had a great time serving all the lunches at Irving Perch today.
Fantastic. That is an opportunity for members of the board, if your schedule allows, to serve lunch this week. And there's a schedule I think Carrie shared with the team. So we will now move into student representative and administrator reports. And Karina.
I'm going to talk about two things today. First, homecoming week, and then second, a little bit about Engage and how it's been going this year. So first, with homecoming week, we began the week with tug of war on Monday. I was not able to make it to school on Monday because we had the girls' tennis conference, but I heard really great reports and I saw great pictures on all of the Onalaska Schools pages. We had boys volleyball on Wednesday. I got to watch a little bit of that. I was in Madison for most of the day, but I came back for that. Really awesome to watch. It's so fun to see all different grade levels and like different genders participate in different groups not usually seen. It's really fun. We then saw girls flag football on Thursday. That is a really fun game. I absolutely love watching. It was also really fun. One of the most interesting parts of this is seeing kind of like who plays and who watches. It's always interesting because you think like, oh, this person would play, this person wasn't, but it's really fun to see, and it's especially fun to see the foreign exchange students participating in all these sports as well. It isn't usually activities that they do at home, so that's a good thing. And then overall, we had lots of dress-up themes, and the assemblies and games were all super duper fun and brought overall the grades and the school together. Then on Friday, the senior athletes went to the middle and elementary schools to get the youth excited for the parade. I spent some time in a kindergarten classroom. We kind of participated through their morning meetings and agendas, played on the playground, and gave out beads. It was a lot of fun. Along with the football game, the Rotary Interact Club raised over $700 during the football game for the Miracle Minutes, and this is money that goes back into the school district and the community to help those with food insecurity. I got to help out with that. I'm vice president of that club, so that was really awesome to see, sports and community impact coming together. Then the second thing I'll talk about today is Engage. This is a 20-minute time at the end of our extended learning day schedule twice a month, and this replaced the homeroom time, essentially. So students utilize this time for learning new things at the end of the day, or to be introduced to new subject or ideas, or to continue their knowledge and learn more about something that they're already passionate about. Or they can also spend this time as a study hall in the commons or cafeteria area. And here are just a list of some of the activities that students can sign up for. There's bingo, board games, trivia. You can play card games, euchre, or blackjack. And then there's also some STEM components of it. So there's Envirothon, Legos, pep band, yoga, science club, women in STEM. And Women in STEM Club, it's a new thing this year, and they actually bring in speakers from the healthcare sector and also researchers to share about research that they're learning. It kind of brings students who are more science geared into things that they're interested in. And then the last thing that I'll add is that kind of different from last year, from what I heard last year, is that some students are actually planning their own Engage activities. To teach students with a teacher, I heard about a ballroom dancing class that a student is hoping to teach, and then also some of the foreign exchange students having sessions to share about their home countries. So that's what I have to report this week, and yeah.
Great update. Thank you. Mr. Schaffner.
The only other thing I wanted to add to what Karina shared about homecoming, one other aspect, there's a heavy alumni focus. We had the Wall of Excellence on Friday night. Outstanding member of our community that's deceased now was inducted. Her family was there, but also the all-class reunion on Saturday. And I absolutely love giving tours to classes from the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, even to a young class, the class of 98. I say young because it's close to my age, but it's really fun to be part of those tours because it really does emphasize teenagers are teenagers are teenagers. And I always end after I hear all the stories with, wow, those kids today, huh? And they always laugh and say, you're right, we did things far worse than what they could ever get away with. But really a sense of pride and tradition for those classes as they come back to OHS.
Nice. Thank you. Ben, for the middle school.
So sticking with the homecoming theme, we enjoyed participating to the extent that we did. A lot of students really got into the dress-up days, and we had a great time going to the parade on Friday. We had tweaked some things this year and got a lot of feedback from staff saying it was the smoothest operation yet. Taking 630 preteens on a walking field trip is no easy task, but I think everybody had a great time and it went well. Additionally, the week before that, we had very successful parent-teacher conferences. Had a lot of parents and students in participating and meeting with teachers, and it's always great to foster that home-to-school collaboration. On a student end, we have our fall sports are kind of winding down. Golf was at their conference today, and cross-country will be tomorrow. Volleyball is ending later this week, and football next Monday. And there's one I'm forgetting off the top of my head, but anyway, tennis. Yes, thank you. Tennis was last week. Tennis wrapped up last week. And so it was a real successful season for our student athletes. And we're getting ready to start winter season 1 in a few weeks here. But in the meantime, we've had a number of our clubs start up. So Leadership Club and Yearbook Club will be starting next week. And Crochet Club started last week as a Dungeons & Dragons. And then the Gaming and Chess Club will start here in another week or two. So a lot of great opportunities for students to be involved.
Great. Thank you. I think, Todd, you're going to start for elementary?
We also enjoyed Spirit Week. It's always great to have the connection with the high school and those kids from the band and the dance team and have them with us, and then parade activities as well. Family teacher conferences were great for us too. We figured we had over 95% attendance rate. So, and then there might be still some phone calls and things that happen too, but we're really happy about that, getting our families in. Teachers they've been submitting their educator effectiveness goals and plans. So all their data in and figured out where they wanted to focus and what they wanted to work on. A lot of that happens through teams as well, so that's great. We had trips to the fire station, and the smokehouse came for fire safety week. And of course, October is all fire safety month, but we really thank our fire station and those dedicated folks there that set out time and set up all the stations for us to enjoy and to learn more about fire safety for our kids. Karina made me think of the iFeed food drives. I think we might all be participating in those as well, so those are coming up. And maybe just a quick on a PALS building construction update. We're making some headway on that as well. Of course, it's never as fast as construction. But we do have some of our structures are coming into shape in those rooms, and so we're excited about that. There's a big hole where there should be a door coming, so hopefully before the snow flies, we'll have that as well. Our temporary space is working okay, but we're very excited to have their own home and space to work from as well. So, anything else from you? Yeah, Kill. All right, thanks.
Thanks, great updates. Let's move to item 13. Let's talk about speaking of how we're coming along with building projects, and how are things going at the high school, Jared?
Just giving some timelines for this fall as part of this report. We're expecting that the music area should be done the first week of December, with furniture being installed that week. So I think we'll be fully functional by the second week of December. Looking outside, the parking lot on the northwest corner is expected to be paved next week. Likewise, Winona Nursery is doing a lot of work outside, cleaning up, installing irrigation. The flooring for the hallways, which we've been waiting on, should be starting to be installed on second shift next week, the week of October 20th also. And then the final thing, the area that we're kind of trying to work through some problems with is our lockers, both in the hallways as well as in the locker rooms. And our Fowler and Hammer has been working with a contractor on that piece so that both areas can be operational for students. We do expect to be in the locker rooms later this week, minus using the actual lockers.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Middle school, Ben.
Yeah, hopefully one of my last reports. Tentatively, we are going to have all hallways accessible as early as sometime next week. So we're fully into art and tech ed now and utilizing those spaces, and they are fantastic spaces. The Boys and Girls Club section should be done in about another week as well, a week to week and a half. And on the outside, they paved that other teacher parking lot off the southwest corner of the building, and it'll open up in probably about 2 weeks after they get all the landscaping finished. And so we're measuring in days now, which is a fantastic thing. And I know we've got the open house date set, and so hopefully you all and anybody listening is welcome to come join us to kind of celebrate on that day. So.
And just, I think as a side note, was both able to be in there for conferences as well as hosting the WASP regional meeting last week. The building's just fantastic. Shows so well, and I think the students are so excited about what's going on with that. It's a very different space, so thank you.
We do have a video update if you want to see it as well for the middle school.
Sure.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Onalaska Middle School for what will be one of our final tours of the project. We've come a long ways. We're super excited to show you what we have going on. We're just getting wrapped up here. We'll be wrapped up here in the next month, finishing up the tech ed and art room along with the Boys and Girls Club and the remainder of our exterior site improvements. So there's been a tremendous amount of work going on site, and we're excited to show you what we have hopping. All right, we're over on the west side of the site. As you can see, we're getting ready to have the final landscaping and exterior improvements put in. The permanent fencing has now been installed. This back area is all paved. And one of the big items here in the past month has been the installation of the dust collector. We're just handing over the art and tech ed room. And obviously a big piece of that's been the dust collector getting installed. Moving inside the building, we're in the corridor right outside of the art and tech ed room. As you can see, we have the glass display cases installed, just getting buttoned up with trim. The corridors have been painted, floorings installed, and the temp barriers removed. All right, now we're in the art room. This is one of the areas we're in the process of turning over. As you can see, the district is moving in. They have different items that they've moved in and getting ready to move students and start having classes in this area. All right, so they're actually having classes inside of the main tech ed area, the new tech ed area, so we won't go in there, but just giving you a shot inside the wood shop that's not being used currently, but obviously you can see equipment and tools are moved in, but this is another area that we just turned over here this week. All right, we're in the Boys and Girls Club area now, just giving you a view of the finishes that we got going on. We just have to pad this room out with ceiling tile. This is the dance and multi-purpose room, but as you can see, by and large, the finishes are complete in this area. All right, we're in the Boys and Girls Club gym. As you can see, we're getting wrapped up. We're actually using this as an area to be assembling the furniture for the Boys and Girls Club area. Just putting the final touches on. AMS is putting the projector in, and then this area will be close to ready to be handed over, along with the rest of the Boys and Girls Club space. Just south of the Boys and Girls Club, Gym 177, is the Teen Center. As you can see, it's the reception area. We have all the finishes going in. Marker boards are hung. Ceiling grids in, working on tiling out the ceiling. There's a lot of finishes going on, getting ready to hand over here in the next month. All right, just giving you a shot inside the teen center, specifically the cubby area, just showing the mass amount of storage space for the Boys and Girls Club area. All right, now we're in the game room south of Gym 177. This also will be home to the Boys and Girls Club upon completion. As you can see, a lot of finishes going on. We got floor prep going on. Ceiling tiles are in, just buttoning up this area, getting ready to, much like the teen center, getting ready to hand over to the Boys and Girls Club. All right, well, thank you for joining us on our tour of the Onalaska Middle School project. As you can see, we're nearing the end. We're right down to the last final month here on site. We'll do one more update here right before we turn over to the district and the Boys and Girls Club, but we want to thank everyone for tuning in and joining us. We appreciate the partnership with the district, as always, and Vantage Architects, and then all of our trade partners. Chris Anderson's been doing an amazing job here, keeping everything moving and bringing this project to a close. So we look forward to showing you the final end product after 2 years and 200,000 square foot of renovation and addition. We are exceedingly excited to turn over this awesome building to the Onalaska School District and the Onalaska community. So tune in one last time with us, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you.
Okay, Janet, I think we're gonna take a look at our enrollment data from September 19th.
This is an information item that we present each year after we do our enrollment, and this report focuses primarily on enrollment. The very first sheet that we have in here talks about that crosswalk from enrollment to membership, because again, membership is how we're funded, but enrollment is how we staff. And for the most part, we take our enrollment, the number of students in our seats, subtract out the open enrollment in students who are attending our schools but don't reside in our district, add back in the open enrollment out, those students who reside in our district but don't attend our schools, and then that equals our membership, but then it's further changed because we have early childhood counts at 0.5 and our 4K students count at 0.6, plus we get some credit for our summer school programming, and that is averaged over 3 years at 0.4 FTE. So those are the components that go in that change from enrollment to membership. This class size is a sheet that we look at often. It's a good way to look at our enrollment trends over time. The gray is the smallest class size for each year, and the purple is the largest class size. And then I put in kind of a bold outline in this time period, what's our smallest class of all time? And what's our biggest class of all time? And you can see this year in kindergarten, we have our smallest class of all time at 168. And it's just kind of interesting comparing that over the years, and then also looking at how that changes by the time we get to 12th grade. So it's stuff for us to be looking at over time on what can we do to bring more people into our school district. This second page is looking by our enrollment by school. by building. Our early childhood students are served off-site they are not served in our buildings. And we also have some 4K students that are being served in our schools, as well as 4K off-site partners. So you can see that, that information there, and then for the middle school and the high school as well. So then the next page is looking at this same information for the year prior. So looking at 24, 25, where were we at in the fall? And then in January, we'll look at this information for 2 years, also looking at it in the fall and then in the spring. Then the next page looks at our building count. So this is really more about capacity. This is just for the students that are being served in our schools. So it's not including our 4K partners, and it's not including our early childhood students. Our 4K offsite is not included in this, and we can see how that changes over time. Again, all this stuff is enrollment. Then looking at our open enrollment in and our open enrollment out. We had a dip of 1 in open enrollment in, and we had a rise of 1 in open enrollment out, so a net change of 2. But we're gonna change that next year. I'm confident of that. Then when we look at open enrollment, looking at it in and out by grade, just taking that open enrollment information and slicing it just a little bit more so that we can see by grade. So the top part is our open enrollment in, and then the bottom part is our open enrollment out. So we can see that over time by grade. Then this next one is by district. So where are the students that are coming to us and choosing to receive their education in the Onalaska School District? Where are they coming from? And then this is sorted by who we get the most from, and then all the way down over time for this time period. And then for the students that are choosing to receive their education not in our school district, where are they going to? And the gray shading there are all virtual schools. So you can see the number of students that are receiving their education as a virtual component, and then where are those going to? And then again, bottom line is the net change. Then this final sheet is looking at taking all of that enrollment information and then converting it to membership. So you can see the third Friday 3-year average count for that over time as well. So with that information, are there any questions that I can answer?
Doesn't sound like it. Thank you for that update, Janet. Appreciate it. We'll now consider our consent agenda. Are there any items requested for removal from the consent agenda?
I'd like to pull item D, board policies 0155 consideration.
Item D will be pulled for separate consideration. We'll consider items A, B, and C together. I do want to recognize Sonia and Kelly. I think you have some recognition of some retirees.
I'm just going to recognize Diane Hill and Melissa Grady. They are both retiring from Northern Hills and from the School District of Onalaska. Both have been dedicated members of Northern Hills Guiding Coalition. They've helped shape the culture of the building. To speak specifically to Diane, this will be her 27th year here in Onalaska. She's a dedicated educator and parent in our Onalaska community, has had 3 children go through Onalaska as well. She always has the best interests of students at heart and looks for innovative ways to reach students and make learning more engaging, and is known as a very thoughtful and collaborative team member. Melissa Grady, she'll be finishing her 30th year here in Onalaska with us. She's seen as a mentor in the building, a model teacher, and support for many staff. As Melissa said it today when I was chatting with her, she said that she's honored to have experienced what she calls the life cycle of a teacher, where she started off at Northern Hills her first year teaching and learned from amazing mentors, and now is leaving as a mentor in the building to many new staff. And a quote that she said, "Onalaska is a great place, and I'm fortunate to have spent my career here." And I guess I would like to argue that we're the fortunate ones to have had both of these staff members as a part of our district for so many years. They've dedicated a lot of time here to us and our students and our community. So just like to thank them both for their time.
Thank you. Sonia? Okay, all right. All right, team, so consent agenda items A, B, and C are open for approval.
I would make a motion to approve the consent agenda items A, B, and C, and would also like to add my congratulations to Melissa and Diane. As most people know, my kids went through that building, had them as teachers. They are definitely a pillar in that building, so they will be missed, but wish them all the very best.
Second.
Motion by Ann, seconded by Bridget, to approve consent agenda items A, B, and C. Are there any further questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Those items are passed. We'll now turn our attention to item D, which is proposed amendment to Board Policy 155 related to committees. Are there any questions or discussion?
I think I pulled that out just as a matter of, it's something broadly supported and an effort of Ben's and ours to align committee structure to better reflect where we want to go as a district in alignment with the strategic plan. So it's a great thing. I pulled it from the consent agenda, or requested that, because I think it's something that just deserves an open conversation here to share that, I guess, with everybody, that's a creation of a committee. Structure done well affects a lot of decisions, and these are a brand new committee with a broad scope that will be defined, but public engagement, finance, operations, it's something that we celebrated inside the boardroom, and I wanted to just emphasize that inside with this group as well. So just a point of celebration to share, I think, more broadly.
Thank you, Eric.
Yeah, thanks, Eric. We had a great meeting, I think, when we pulled that all together, and a lot of collaborative thoughts, and that was great. So, a nice final result.
That was my equity.
Yeah, and I'll just share some comments too. You know, the evening when we did our board development, we identified lots of goals, lots of desired outcomes that we'd like to accomplish as a group, and we found that structurally, by redesigning our committee structure, it was going to allow us to kind of delegate certain responsibilities to certain committees, and I'm excited to get to work. And if the board were to pass this evening, then we can get our groups created, and we can start meeting, and we can start setting our goals for each of these groups and action plans, and accomplishing lots of things that people have had on their mind that we'd like to accomplish. So I'm hopeful that the group will approve this, and then we'll get her up and running.
Hard work will follow based on that conversation, and that's awesome. And the other thing that I found really good then is that district folks will be on those committees hand in hand. So with public engagement, for example, we get to benefit from Nick's expertise and his knowledge. So the fact that it's collaborative that way, I think makes it all the stronger. So fantastic stuff.
For sure. All good points.
Do we need a motion?
Please.
To approve? Okay, I make the motion to approve consent agenda item D, Board Policy 0155.
Motion from Mark, seconded by Eric, to approve Board Policy 155 on committees. Any further questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That committee that policy amendment is now in place, and we'll seek to make committee assignments at a future meeting. I would ask anyone on the board who has a particular interest to reach out individually, and we'll take all of that into consideration. We have no further business.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion from Bridget, seconded by Brian, to adjourn this meeting. Any further questions, comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned, and we will move shortly into our development meeting.